When we think of powerful comic book weapons, most people immediately jump to Thor's hammer or Captain America's shield. But hidden in the pages of comic history lie weapons of unimaginable power that could reshape or destroy entire realities. Today, we're diving into the most devastating weapons that time forgot. Let's start with one of the most overlooked yet terrifying weapons ever created, the ultimate nullifier. First appearing in Fantastic Four-50, this small handheld device has the power to completely erase anything from existence, whether it's a single person or an entire universe. How powerful is it? When Reed Richards threatened to use it against Galactus, the planet-eating cosmic entity actually retreated in fear. Yet despite its overwhelming power, the ultimate nullifier rarely appears in modern comics, perhaps because its very existence makes most conflicts seem trivial. Speaking of universe-ending weapons, let's talk about the Cosmic Cube. No, not the Tesseract from the movies. We're talking about the original comic version. This device grants its user absolute control over reality itself. While casual fans might know it as Red Skull's favorite toy, few remember that Thanos once used a cosmic cube to absorb the power of the entire universe. Even fewer know that a child once got hold of a cosmic cube and reshaped reality according to his imagination. Yet somehow, this reality-warping device often gets overlooked in favor of more flashy but less powerful weapons. Deep in DC Comics lore lies the Miracle Machine, a device so powerful that even thinking about using it could drive you insane. Created by the controllers, this weapon can transform thoughts into reality. Superman once used it to save all of existence, but the mental strain nearly killed him, and he's Superman. Using it requires knowledge of an extinct language called Interlac, which is partly why it's been gathering dust in the Legion of Superheroes headquarters. Remember the quantum bands? These golden bracelets were wielded by Quasar and granted their user control over all forms of energy in the universe. We're talking about the power to manipulate everything from light to gravity to electromagnetic forces. Their wielder could create anything they could imagine out of pure energy. Yet despite this incredible power, they've been largely forgotten since Quasar's heyday. The heart of the universe might be the most powerful weapon ever created in Marvel Comics, yet barely anyone remembers it. Unlike the Infinity Gauntlet, which gives control over specific aspects of existence, the heart of the universe grants its wielder power over absolutely everything. Thanos once used it to absorb the living tribunal, eternity, and every cosmic being in existence. He literally became everything in creation, yet this weapon has appeared exactly once and was never mentioned again. In the depths of the DC universe lies the warlog, a metaphysical map of space and time that grants its user complete control over reality. Imagine having a GPS for the entire multiverse. That's the warlog. Its wielder can restructure reality, travel through time, and even create or destroy entire timelines. Despite this incredible power, it's been largely forgotten since its appearance in Grant Morrison's JLA run. The macron crystal might be the most dangerous weapon never discussed. This massive crystal contains an entire universe and serves as the nexus of all realities. If destroyed, it would create a chain reaction that would wipe out not just our universe, but every universe that exists or could exist. The X-Men once had to prevent its destruction, yet this universe-ending threat rarely gets mentioned anymore. One of the most fascinating forgotten weapons is the tagon. This adaptive weapon literally evolves to counter any threat it faces. The more powerful its opponent, the more powerful it becomes. It can generate any weapon or defense needed to win a fight. Think of it as having a weapon that's always one step ahead of your enemy. Despite this incredible ability, it's been largely absent from comics since its introduction in Avengers Initiative. The darkhold deserves special mention, not because it's been completely forgotten, but because most people don't realize just how dangerous it is. This book of dark magic contains every evil spell ever created and can corrupt anyone who reads it. It can grant its reader virtually unlimited power, but at the cost of their soul. While it occasionally appears in modern comics, its true reality warping potential is often downplayed. Finally, let's talk about the Destroyer armor. Yes, it shows up occasionally in Thor stories, but most readers have forgotten its true purpose. It was created to fight Celestials. These are beings so powerful they can casually destroy planets, yet the Destroyer was designed to go toe-to-toe with them. It's virtually indestructible and can adapt to any opponent, yet despite being one of the most powerful weapons in Asgard's arsenal, it's usually relegated to being a minor obstacle for Thor to overcome. What makes these weapons truly fascinating isn't just their raw power, it's the questions they raise about storytelling in comics. Why create weapons capable of reshaping or destroying reality if you're rarely going to use them? The answer lies lies in the delicate balance comic writers must maintain. These weapons are so powerful that using them regularly would make most conflicts meaningless. They're like nuclear weapons in the real world. Their very existence changes everything, but actually using them would end the story. This touches on a broader issue in comic storytelling: power creep. As characters and weapons become more powerful, writers often have to find ways to sideline or forget about the most powerful tools in their universe. Otherwise, every threat could be solved by simply pulling out the ultimate nullifier or the cosmic cube. But perhaps the most interesting aspect of these forgotten weapons is what they tell us about power in the comic universe. Despite their incredible abilities, these weapons are often less significant to stories than simpler, more iconic items like Captain America's shield or Wonder Woman's lasso. This suggests that in comics, as in life, it's not the power of a weapon that matters most. It's how it's used and what it represents. So next time you're reading a cosmic level threat in comics, remember these forgotten weapons. Somewhere in a vault, or a forgotten dimension, or a dusty corner of a superhero's headquarters, sits a weapon capable of ending the conflict instantly. But then again, where would the fun be in that?